Miss Carter Sports back. And today we go back in the high school rankings down to Georgia for an edge defense alignment. So let's go.
Disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Entering into the chat, London Merritt, a 6'3", 235-pound edge from Atlanta, Georgia, out the Woodward Academy in the 2025 class. Rated as a high 4-star on the borderline of 5. Now, when I think about London Merritt and watch his film, the first thing that comes to mind is an explosive get-off, an explosive, violent get-off, man. The kid get off that ball, that snap, so quick, so violently, you won't know what happened, what hit you. You know what I'm talking about? And he got power with the speed. He's an edge rusher that if you want to, you could bulk him up and put him at tackle. If you ask me, and another uber athletic kid, another kid that moves so well for his size, you got to check his measurables again. London Merritt, another uber athlete that USC has recruited. See, USC, their recruiting class is full of athletic guys no matter what position. USC got a lot of great athletes in the trenches. They ain't just big, powerful dudes. They quick dudes and they very instinctive. And London Merritt play with that motor that you gotta have, that you gotta love on that defensive line. He make me think about what Eric Henderson talking about, that dog work. This boy got that dog work. Listen here, let me tell you, he vicious. He vicious. Watch the highlight, watch the tape, watch the activity. This speed and strength everywhere, he displays it on the field. He looked too much for those offensive linemen on the field. He already playing at a D1 level as a sophomore and junior in high school. This kid is a beast. And this kid, he left some comments on social media talking about that Eric Henderson hire. This is one of the kids that like that Eric Henderson hire. Like, man, that changes things. Recruits, these young recruits is already noticing, oh, USC got Aaron Donald coach. USC tied in to Aaron Donald. If I go to USC, be out there in LA, I can have a relationship with Aaron Donald. All them NFL Rams players, Chargers players, all them players, they work out in the summer during the off season, right? So it ain't gonna be no thing for Eric Henderson to call Aaron Donald, or Aaron Donald to call Eric Henderson to be like, let's get this work in the off season. Because Aaron Donald said he feel like Eric Henderson made him better. He said Eric Henderson made him better, and he made practices fun. He said Eric Henderson made practices fun, and he looked at Eric Henderson as a coach that could make him better. See, when Eric Henderson came, Aaron Donald was already Aaron Donald, but he said Eric Henderson made him better. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna want to continue that relationship with Eric Henderson in the offseason. And Eric Henderson gonna be sitting up at USC and gonna be like, sure, Aaron Donald, come on down here. I'm at USC right down the street. Let's get this workout. And guess who could be there waiting to work out with him? The Carlin Joneses, the Bear Alexanders, the London Merritts gonna be sitting there waiting to chalk up game. Imagine your coach got the phone number in a personal relationship with Aaron Donald. I'm pretty sure any player, especially on the defensive line, gonna be able to hit up Coach Henny and be like, text, let me pick Aaron Donald ear. And I'm pretty sure that gonna be allowed to happen. And London Merritt, he sees that. London Merritt, he itching about that. He already liked USC. London Merritt already liked USC before Eric Henderson came. when USC was during the season and struggling, London Merritt still had USC as one of his top schools. So imagine a kid that was interested in USC before the Iron 5 coaching staff, and now I'm telling you, this is gonna double the defense alignments that we gonna be able to get. All them defense alignments that's serious about making it in the NFL gonna wanna come. And London Merritt is one of those. London Merritt is a player that sees the merit in having Eric Henderson and that great defensive staff with NFL coaches. All these NFL coaches got contacts. Don't think for a second that Deanton Lynn and Eric Henderson can't call no NFL guys up to USC and give a little tutelage and work with these players, man. So London Merritt, he one of them. You feel me? My recruiting evaluation with London Merritt is explosive, get off the snap, high motor, high engine, great combination of power and speed. You know what I'm saying? And another uber athlete and the kid that's still growing. You know what I'm saying? This kid's still growing. He probably hit college at 6'4", 260. You know what I'm saying? But just like I said, I don't know what position. I know he listed as an edge, and I think that's only because his size, because he only, listed at 235. But if you watch this kid film, he got that technique, he got that motor and that strength to play at tackle. You know what I'm saying? So this another defense alignment that Deanton Lynn like. I see what they doing. They recruiting kids that can play a variety of a position. You know what I'm saying? They can play various positions. This is one of them kids, you could put him on the inside, outside, stand him up. He could do pretty much everything. He probably not never be a straight up nose tackle, but this kid can play all across the line. And if you look at UCLA and you look at Deanton Lynn's strategy, that's what he liked. That's what made his defense unique. You know what I'm saying? Versatile players who can play multiple positions, you know what I'm saying? And that's uber athletic, so you ain't got to sub out in the middle of a play because you see a team going empty or 4 wide. You still got them athletes on the field that gonna be able to get the job done. And this one of them guys in the trenches. He could be in there for a passing situation or a run situation. He's great at stopping the run and getting to the quarterback. As a sophomore, this kid in 2022, he had 15 tackles for loss, 9 sacks, 6 quarterback hurries, 2 pass breakup, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. So he making plays, he versatility, right? He tackling the rudder, he sacking the quarterback, he put pressure on the quarterback, he getting his hands up at the line of scrimmage, breaking up passes, swatting balls. You know what I'm saying? He got the athletic ability to drop back and be in coverage. He one of the defensive linemen that you could line up on the line of scrimmage, and then when they snap the ball, he dropping back in coverage. Y'all talk about something like what Corey Foreman did against UCLA. You know what I'm talking about? You better believe me. London Merritt, he's one of these dudes, he's one of these must-have kids too. Like, he been a star. People been seeing him cover for a while. This kid, you know what I'm saying? His percentage rate to turn out to a good player is pretty high. Just on a motor and work ethic. A player that got a motor and explosive off the snap, he always gonna see the field. Cause that's gonna jump out on the screen. That gonna jump out to the eye test. The eye test of this kid is beautiful, and he got the stats to prove it. Man, welcome London Merritt, right? London Merritt said, hell yeah, he gonna visit USC again. And Coach Eric Henny is a game changer. The Iron 5 defensive coaching staff, they game changers, and I love it that kids like this is noticing. You know what I'm saying? In the past, we wouldn't even be able to get a look at from this kid, a top defensive lineman from Georgia. I mean, come on now. These last few years, these kids wouldn't even consider us. So I know we ain't playing hard in the NIL game, but I'll tell you this. We gonna be getting some defense alignment that's serious about the NFL, and they parents is serious about their life. See, just like Carlin Jones' mom, Carlin Jones said his interview with USCJ, Carlin Jones said he was all in for Ohio State. But his mama and his parents said, nah, come here, let me tell you. Come on, let me sit down right here. Let me tell you why USC is the school, because how USC set you up after college, after your NFL career. The USC alumni base is one of the most powerful alumni base to be connected with. There's so many USC alumni that run the world and part of businesses that's run the world in entertainment, in music, this in everything, in all different type corporations, and his parents seen that. So these kids that got parents with a vision, right? And these kids that's serious about going to the NFL, we're gonna be able to get them kids in the easiest position. I feel like our D-line, which been our weakness, is going to be our strength. With Eric Henderson, you know what I'm talking about? When with parents out there like the Carlin Jones parents and London Merritt parents and Braylon Conley, all these kids that's especially from out of state, that's leaving they state, that probably got better programs currently, like Georgia and Texas or whatever, to come to USC because they see the overall vision and potential. We're going to be able to get some of those. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to be barren on them defensive line. And I'm confident and I'm hopeful, and I know it's enough kids out there that's serious about the NFL and willing to get their money a little later, like in the fall. You know what I'm saying? So it's Carter Sports, it's USC, it's Trojan City. So let's go.